on how we can do the revenue producing. Yay! Oh gosh, that just made me, I don't know how to act. We're being recorded. Thank you for recording this call, Mr. RJ.
Sorry about that.
Anyway, like I was saying, I just want to make sure that we can keep track of the success of our revenue-producing goals that we are setting. So, for those of you, and I don't want to mention any names and single any persons out, you know who you are. I want you to make sure that you get your goals no less than 24 hours to me tonight. Those of you who have not submitted your weekly goals of revenue-producing activities, meaning, i.e. the first one, how many people, warm market, cold market, warm market's warm market, or your cold market's warm market, we all got to start somewhere to create that momentum. I want to know how many people you are contacting daily on a 24-hour period. How many people are you contacting, inviting to a BVP? The second goal is how many BVPs have you scheduled from now until the following Monday? The other goal is sort of a short-term goal, whether it's the BVP that's coming up in your area, whether it's the transformation new training that's coming up in your area or one that's in the United States or wherever one that is nearest to you. How many brand new reps are you planning on registering for the transformation new? I'm hoping all of you get this. And let me repeat this one more time, and then I have a special guest that I'm so freaking super excited who's going to be on the call tonight. But by the way, thank you, everybody, for taking time out of your busy schedules to plug into our calls and to plug into our system calls. Part of the system is to actually stay focused, stay plugged in, get on the Yoli Momentum calls, which is an incredible call from one of our brand newest diamonds, Miss Jen Larsh. So, guys, that's definitely something you want to listen to. Make it a goal. Write it down right now that you will listen again to that call twice. That, by far, is a part of the system. Jen's testimony was amazingly powerful. And Corey, some of the announcements, some of the fear of loss goals, and some of the announcements that he announced tonight is definitely something you want to listen to again and again to keep you going throughout the next 7 days. But again, to over-communicate this one more time, the number of people that are going to be contacting daily, I need that goal, and I need it written in my inbox on Facebook, please. For those of you who have not done this, and you know who you are, I know who you are, I'm going to be expecting those goals from you within the next 24 hours, hopefully by tonight. For those of you who have submitted your goals, I want you to follow up today after getting off this call. I want you to rank yourself on percentages as far as 1 to 100% of how effective you were in achieving your goals that you set for the 7 days, for the last 7 days. So again, the first one is the number of people that you're going to be contacting daily to schedule to a BVP for the week for the next 7 days. The same goal is the number of BVPs that you have scheduled from now until the next follow-up call on Monday, the following Monday, which is going to be the 18th. Is that right? Yeah, today's the 11th. Is it the 11th? Yes. RJ, is this the 11th?
Today's the 18th.
Okay. It's the 18th. Thanks. I'm so glad I have RJ here. So from now until the 25th of next week, I want to know how many BVPs you got scheduled. The third part of the goal of the revenue producing activity goal set that I need all of you to write down and inbox me is the number of brand new reps, not counting the people who are already in your organization. Those people do not count. I need the brand new signups that sign up for the BVPs from now until the 25th of next week. How many of those people are you going to have registered for Transformation U in your area? It can also be number of people that you're going to be registering of people in your organization throughout the transformation used throughout the U.S. Obviously, you don't want to just focus on your area. We want to broadcast this thing and start networking across the continental U.S. The last one I want you to write down, if you haven't already, is your goal date, the actual date, the month, the year, the time of when you plan on hitting diamond. So that's what our calls are all about, is to help me track your success on your revenue-producing activity goals. Making sure, guys, you plug into these calls, to the Yoli Momentum calls, to the Synergy calls. All of that stuff helps us to stay focused and to stay plugged in as we are achieving our revenue-producing activity goals. Okay, so last time, there's 4 things: the number of people, again, that you're going to be contacting daily to get to a BVP, the number of BVPs you've got scheduled for the next 7 days, the number of brand new reps that you're going to be having sign up and register for the nearest transformation you in your area as well as the U.S., and your goal date for when you plan on hitting the diamond position. For those of you who have already submitted your goals, your revenue-producing activities for me prior to the first momentum call that we had, the accountability call that we had last week, I want you to rank your own success as far as percentages from 1 to 100%, meaning if you were able to get 50% of your goal, I want you to put 50%. What I'm going to do is follow up with you as to how we can actually capture 100% of the goal, how we can actually make sure that we're getting as close to or as near to 100% of our revenue-producing activities of goals that we set from now until the next 7 days. And I want you to be honest. This is an honor code system right now. I want you to be honest. If you didn't even achieve one of your goals, then let me know. That's the only way I'm going to be able to help you. So if I have to, reach through the phone and choke your necks for those of you who are not achieving your goals, I will have to do that. Of course, obviously that's not possible. But if I have to, I'll probably have to be making more follow-up calls just so I can see exactly what it is that we need to do and making sure that you are actively doing the revenue-producing goals that it takes to achieve your goals. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, guys, I'm so excited, super excited. I couldn't think of a better person to actually get on our call tonight than none other than the mayor of Pennsylvania, who actually just broke a brand new fresh diamond, the beautiful Miss Jen Large, and I asked him to come on. I wanted to do an interview style so you guys can get what it is of how he's actually been able to create momentum. Guys, this guy really does need no introduction, but I'm going to give him a proper one anyway. And I'm going to probably give you guys a clue here. I would not be anywhere near the success of having a diamond position nor a double diamond position if it were not for Lenny Pan. The reason for that is because, yes, he is in my cash leg. He is in part of my lesser leg. His organization does X amount of volume. I don't want to give the numbers out just yet because that's part of my interview question. However, it was so funny. I'm going to share one real quick story about this gentleman, Mr. Lenny Pan, that we've got on our awesome call tonight. Is about 2 years ago up at Park City, they were holding their second. Las Vegas was first. Park City was second. Their second annual kickoff celebration up in Park City. Now, this was during the 3-year absence of my hiatus where I was actually, in the witness protection program, where I had not contacted anybody or wanted to see anybody. However, Mr. Eugene Hong, through his, very, very persuasive skills, actually asked me to come and stay in his beautiful Park City suite where they were holding the celebration for Yoli. And while he picked me up, I told him, look, I'm going to go there, but I don't want to be seen. I don't want anyone to know that I'm here. I still have a check from my previous company. If they find that I'm here, that check is going to be halted and stopped. It's my only livelihood that I have right now. And he said, yeah, no problem. So he picked me up, put me on speakerphone, and called Mr. Lenny Pan. And Lenny had no idea that I was actually listening on this call. He had me on loudspeaker. And Gene is conversing with Lenny, and the one thing that really impressed me the most was the fact that he said, hey, how's Kinau doing? Where is Kinau? We got to get him back in. And those were the words that I'll never forget. And, I'm so glad, and I thank God every single day on my gratitude list, which all of you should be doing, by the way. Every day you wake up, Tom got into the habit of actually texting it to me, way to go, bro. But this also should be a daily routine, part of the rituals that I want you guys to get into the habit of, because when you're in the attitude of gratitude, it's really hard to be anything else but grateful. We all should be grateful, and we have a gratitude towards Yoli, towards whoever you believe in, whether it's a higher God or a higher source or higher power. I personally will put it out there that my Heavenly Father, I'm grateful for him. He's part of the gratitude list every single day. And this gentleman is also right up there because were it not for him, I would not have had the success that I have today. So please, everybody, pay close attention. Lenny Pan is somebody who's really good. I have a really good feeling that he's going to be on a roll because I know that there's already people that are in the making. Some of them have their first week down as far as breaking diamond. But I'm so honored this guy does have a heart of gold. This guy, I would die for this guy. That's how much he means to me. Mr. Lenny Pan, are you out there?
Hey, Kinau. Aloha, everybody.
Aloha. Hey, I muted the lines. It's so funny. I know it's one of the most challenging parts whenever I got on these conference calls was not able to hear any feedback. But because of the background noise, we've muted the calls. But I'm sure everybody right now is absolutely screaming with excitement, hearing that the mayor of Pennsylvania is actually gracing our beautiful Yolicious call. It's so funny. When we were making the transition from Hawaiian Diamonds, I told RJ, I said, RJ, we need a more universal name for our group, only because Hawaiian Diamonds kind of excludes anybody that's not Hawaiian, and secondly, who's not from Hawaii or is not in the Hawaii state, because we have people that's spreading all over the continental U.S. And so he said, how about this slogan and how about this group? Why don't you guys just transfer over to us? And he goes, the motto of our group is so delicious, it must be Yolicious. And I was like, that is so cool, and that is so RJ. That is so the team motto, and it's because it's blue. It's a lot of fun. But anyway, Lenny, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know that you're up there in the beautiful country of Philadelphia, and again, thanks for getting on. But I wanted to ask you a few questions. Excuse me. First of all, congratulations on breaking your first time. Is she your first diamond in your group, by the way?
Yes, Jen's my first diamond. Yes.
Nice. I know there's going to be many more to come. But Lenny, let me ask you first of all, you were the Yoli's first transformation winner. Am I correct?
Yes, it was myself and Susan Moss.
Okay, you and Susan Moss. So when they introduced, tell me about that. How did that start? I mean, when they came out with because you're one of the veterans. You've been in from day one. Am I correct? During the Black Cap days.
Well, you know what? I didn't come on board until after the maybe like half a year into it, and then the story of you coming on board really got me going because of our previous relationship in another company that Corey and Eugene and Ronnie and you and I were involved in. That's when my excitement level, that news of you, having the possibility of coming on board and being business partners, and then that combination with the Better Body System, that was just very exciting. So, yeah, that's so. Okay, I didn't get in right away, but I was early on. Yeah.
When you say early on, let's just for my own records. I'm keeping it
maybe like six,
right now.
Yeah, maybe like 6 months in. 6 months in. Yeah,
after the blast caps were released.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely the blast caps were the ones that were the ones that we were marketing. Yes, the blast caps.
Okay, I only asked because our callers, some of them, in fact, the majority of them are like brand spanking new. But back in the days when those guys first, introduced that they were going to be doing the blast caps, not to get into too much detail, but really I was one of the biggest, skeptics about that product and about Eugene getting involved. In fact, I was one of the on the sidelines coaching him not to do it. I'm like, dude, you're crazy. You're stupid. It's not going to work. It's one of those gimmick things. And it was so funny because I was totally ignorant to the whole thing. I didn't know that they had alkylate. I didn't know about, fun having alkylate. I had no clue. I was just one of those, naysayers, if you will. But thank you for proving me wrong, for actually getting involved during those days, for sticking it out. But when they released the BBS, what was how was it, what made it, what was it like for you when you first got started? Because you were on the free trial. I know that there was like an excellent number of people that were introduced to the free trial. Tell me about that day or those days.
Sure. But before we get too far into it, first of all, I want to congratulate all of you guys that are on this call. you guys are leaders, and the folks that step out of their own comfort zone and do this and listen to what Kinao is saying, who is a fantastic leader, and he's going to get you guys to diamond and beyond. This is the first step to do this. We do this in Pennsylvania. We do this with, with our teams here, and the people that step up and do these accountabilities. That's the first step. So congratulations for taking time out and doing this, because a lot of times, people say, I don't need that. I don't need this stuff. I already know what I'm doing. No, you guys are being a student. You guys are learning from the guys that have done it before, and Kinao he's the best. So welcome to this call, guys, and keep on doing what you're doing. Get as many people, identify your leaders, and just keep emulating what Kinao is doing. So saying that, and congratulate you guys for that, to answer your question, the BBS on the free trial. Well, I knew Corey, I knew Robbie, I knew Darren from our previous company, and they saw that I was involved now with their company, with Ronnie and Eugene, and they sent 30 test trials of the Better Body System out all over the United States, and I was one of them. And the packaging was like plain white canisters, and like the packaging was plain white. There was no color, and it just had like typewritten letters and instructions of what to do, what to take, and when to take it. Yeah, in fact, they had to send me another bottle of Pure because they only sent me a certain number, and so they had to send me another bottle of that. So they even miscalculated their what they were doing. So there was a lot of growing pains, and even with the test trial. And I just did it. I followed, what is written there in the Better Body System guidelines, and I lost 25 pounds and 5 inches around my waist in 30 days, and I couldn't believe it, while eating real food, So that was the start of building my Yoli business, because I just posted a picture on Facebook saying, hey, I lost 20 pounds in 22 days. And I just got, blasted with Facebook inbox messages and inquiries, and that was the start of it all. And then when I went to Cancun, because I won a free trip to Cancun that year, it was last year, that's when Jen Larsh messaged me through Facebook inbox saying, hey, Len, I heard through Stacy that you guys are doing this Yoli thing, and I want some. I said, oh, yeah, it's great. And that's when the tropical melon came out and Dream. And I said, yeah, we got some new flavors, and we got this stuff called Dream now, too, that helps you sleep. She goes, what? It can help you sleep? You better hurry up and come home. So I got home and had a party, a Better Body party at my house, and that was the beginning of our relationship with Yoli, and, building our teams from there. I think I was 5-star nothing back, during Cancun. And then, after that, I just started listening to, what the top producers were doing, like the leaders like Chris Medina. Here, I thought he was already diamond too, but he was an emerald, and last Cancun 2012, and he went freaking diamond, double diamond, triple diamond so fast. And then Ruby was, I think, 5-star nothing as well. I'm not sure exactly. We have to ask her. But I think it was just me and her. We were just hanging out, And now look where she's at. What a difference a year can make. A year's going to go by, guys, whether we do this or not. Let's do this and transform a ton of lives and make a boatload of money, because we're at a point now where it's just building momentum, and it's going to be an incredible ride. I mean, there's things that are happening it's happening like at light speed now. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, that was the start of the Better Body test trials. Yeah, I don't want to get too far ahead.
I love it. I know, I love it, because I had a chill just go through my whole body as you said it. Every word that you've been saying is good for our brand new people, because you were like, I was 5-star nothing. So was Ruby. And Chris Medina, this was all when you went to Cancun after winning the trip from a bunch of products that had no labels on it. I've never heard this story before. This is really cool. It only verifies and solidifies for our brand new people and those who are getting started, just to see the evolvement of how, you get to come this far. And for you to say that, a year's going to go by whether we do, whatever we do, but let's go out and transform lives. Lenny, you're such a diamond in the rough. It's amazing. Okay, so you win the Cancun Transformation Contest. They send you to Cancun. That was the first time Jen reached out to. How did you find Jen? And explain where she is in your organization, because it always goes to show that sometimes our superstars can be 10 levels deep, 3 levels up. It's not always the ones that you sponsor. But so how did you contact Jen, or how did she come about?
Well, I knew Jen since she was a sophomore in college. She was, serving food at 3rd and Spruce. You've been there, Kenao, when you come visit the Pennsylvania.
Yes.
And, that's where I met Jen and her roommate. I had the hots for her roommate, so I was trying to, date her roommate, and that didn't happen. So, but Jen and I remained friends, and then I'm going back 15 years, guys, 15 years ago. And we reconnected again maybe 10 years later, and then after we first originally met, and then saw her every now and then. And I forgot about this, but she said I did contact her about Yoli before, but the timing wasn't right. And she reminded me of that. She goes, Len, the timing wasn't right then. And I think the timing is right now for a lot of things. And you guys don't realize how lucky you are to be starting to build right now. So you have to go through all the BS and crap that everybody else went through at the beginning. Seriously, I mean, we have this down to the system with, the products and a system with building. And I don't know how many people know this, but Yoli basically is doing, this Yoli Power of Two is basically what Team Synergy and, Eugene's teams are doing. And they said they adopted that for their own. And what's that? It's, having better body parties, those 5 S's, And what I did was I was the biggest copycat of Chris Medina, because Chris Medina bought party packs, and he sold party packs, and everybody else that just wanted a kit, they just become a customer, get sexy. But anybody else that wants to build either a party pack and then later on, a Diamond Elite pack. And that's what we did. We sold party packs for the serious builders, and the people that want to be customers, they converted into members after they got sexy and said, hey, I've got like 5 people that want this. So I said, well, you should do this and get a party pack. And that's how the group grew. And, of course, having a product on hand, instead of people waiting a week for them to even get the kit, they can go home with it and start losing the 7 to 15 pounds in that 7 days that they would have waited for it. And so like they say now in the training, what Daniel Song says in the training, opening up a store, a grocery store with no inventory, that's ridiculous. So if you haven't, and if you don't, and if you're on this call, you need to get a party pack. You need to get a Diamond Elite pack. And Kinell and your sponsor and your leaders could show you how to maximize that if you haven't done it already yourself. But we're building so much momentum here in our small town that we're always getting, we're asking for more kits for everywhere, because we do the diamond packs and we do the party packs, but we're always running out of product. So you need to get product, and that will definitely accelerate your growth.
Well said, brother. Hey, Lenny, how about this promotion? This is just for Kinao's organization, by the way. And we've adopted in Hawaii, we call that Hanai. So we actually Hanai, which is not technically, it's more of, hey, in Hawaii, there's a lot of, that term Hanai means to, bring in and to take care of that child, whether they're blood related or what have you. So we've actually hired some of our Yolicious team members from Cancun, because I said, that was a big game changer for us and some of the people that we bonded with. We've invited over to Team Yolicious because it's everybody, Team Money Pan, Team whatever. We're all, one big family together. But the promotion that I actually extended to my organization was the fact that because they extended the iPad promotion, I also extended my own promotion, which is out-of-pocket expenses to pay for any shipping that was on an order of a Diamondback order only for the next 7 days. So from now until the close of the volume week, which is why it's so nice to get started on the 18th, the gun just went off, kaboom. And we are starting now with BVPs, and anybody that orders a Diamondback will get a free mini iPad, plus it's free shipping. So what do you think of that, Lenny? That's pretty cool.
Wow. Talk about living the solution, solving problems, and taking advantage of promotions. Wow, that's fantastic, bro. I love that.
Thanks.
I love
Thanks,
that.
bro.
Yeah.
Keep it on the DL. That's just for our group. No, just kidding. So, Lenny, okay, so yeah, as far as synergy goes, and you and I both know that we've seen a huge, which is way cool, the fact that, Gene's team, the secret formula to success being that he has now, I think it's like 13 diamonds, it's just ridiculous. He himself, attaining the double blue diamond position. It's just a matter of time before everybody else starts hitting diamonds and so forth, because the next 12 months is going to be, we're going to see some massive, massive action. Basically, it solves all problems, but it also promotes people to higher ranks. So you being one of the pioneers, one of the first diamonds, with the company and stuff, and then now you're duplicating the system. You just broke your first diamond. I'm sure there's going to be many more to come. What advice would you give our brand new people right now, fresh back from Cancun, committing themselves to, saying their goals and then hitting those goals? But what else could you give? And then we'll end with the last remarks that you have to give to our brand new reps, everybody that's on the call. What would you say to them to help them to get up to the diamond position?
Well, these daily, like what the goals that you have everybody sending you, the number of people that you contact daily, the number of BP scheduled in a week, how many people are you going to go, to transform you, not only in your area, but all over the different areas that transform use are going on. And, the date of hitting diamond, those are all revenue-producing activities and setting goals. And how are you going to set those goals? Something's got to give. We're all busy. We need something else to do, like we need a hold in the hand. We're all so busy. So what's going to give that's not a revenue-producing activity so you could reach your Yoli goals and your personal goals with the company? For me, after Cancun last year, I just turned off the TV. And I did parties 2 to 3 times a week. And lots of times it was no-shows. Lots of times it was even my members wouldn't show. Like, my guy's not coming, so I'm not coming either. I'm like, what? They wouldn't even call you. Yeah, it's text. I'm sure you guys have been there, done that. So it's going to happen, guys. It's going to happen where it's just going to be you staring at your DVD player, or it's going to be you staring at your sponsor, and when you invited 6 people. So, there's countless times, dozens of times that happened. But we made it fun, and we kept, our goals in front of us and our big why. Like, what's our why? Like, why can we doing this? Why are we going through this BS? This sucks. So, but we just kept on doing it, and because we knew what we had in our hands, and it just starts attracting, the right people, and then the right people know other right people, and then, it just grows from there. We went from no shows every night to now 4 or 5 parties every night in our hometown, and So, and I'm counting like a one-on-one as a party as well, because that's a party,
right.
And then a group setting, and it's just attracting People that want to help people, and just the momentum is building now. And soon it's going to be mainstream to Yoli. To do Yoli today, you should get on Yoli because everybody will know about Yoli. But we have an opportunity now to help the company and help our businesses get to that level. Because you will, if you stay consistent, persistent, like what Jen Lars said today, master your disappointment of people quitting, people not showing up, and just plugging into the system that we have set in place, and don't question it. Believe in yourself, really believe in yourself that this is going to happen, and get out of your own way and put your eye on that person that has come to your party or that you have a one-on-one with. How am I going to help him? How am I going to help her? How am I going to help this family reach what they want to reach with Yoli? And people will know that, and they'll feel that. And the culture that we built, and I'm preaching to the choir regarding culture. I mean, one thing I love about Kinao and the culture, and I want to come visit you guys out there in Hawaii and throw parties out there too, is just the culture and the love that's already there naturally. That family atmosphere, and that's attraction. That's attracting. And Gene does that. With his LA teams and his teams all over the country, like Hawaii, LA, and here in the East Coast. And we want to emulate that. And that's going to be what's going to keep your team together, going through the adversities of the different things, the challenges, because you're going to be frustrated. You're frustrated all the way to diamond, And just like Corey said, when you go double diamond and triple diamond, the challenges are just going to be that much greater. And there's challenges everywhere, and there's frustrations everywhere. But when I look at my bank account, that eases the pain of those frustrations. And I'm sure Kinao could feel the same way. And to think that, just a year ago, and even Ronnie Cruz, my amazing sponsor, where he was just a few months ago, where he is now, is just unbelievable. And it's just going to happen, guys, just as long as you don't quit, and as long as you give up what's not revenue-producing activities with Yoli, and just be consistent, and it's just going to become a habit, just like being on the system, with the Better Body system. It's just going to become a habit. And post your Better Body parties on the betterbodyparties.com site. Post people getting started. Take those pictures on Facebook, and that's social proof. Especially the pictures, social proof of people, joining your team. And then share pictures of people getting higher ranks or other people, losing, 20 pounds in 30 days. Share those pictures too, because that's going to create curiosity to people that are in the sidelines, because people are watching. Whether they comment or like or not, they're watching you and what you're doing, because you might have approached them before, and they're watching you because they didn't get in yet. And the timing might have not been right for them, but maybe next week it's going to be right, and they're ready to rock and roll. So, keep doing what you're doing here with your goal setting, social media, your team culture, and just loving on your people. One thing that I love with Kinao and Ronnie and Eugene, they just love their team. Kinao always talks about you guys, and it's true. He just wants to love you guys to the top. So, and that he's the biggest giver out there. I knew that before, even before we started building a Yoli business together, and that's what attracted me to wanting to be in business with him. So, just keep emulating that. And if there's anything I can do for you, I might have a style or something in common with the person that you're sharing with Yoli with. Reach out to me. I'll be able to, do a three-way phone call with you. And that's important too, three-way phone calls. Kinao, myself, and all the other diamonds and emeralds and rubies, they're waiting for phone calls from their people to connect. And that's huge, that third-party validation of this is bigger than, it's bigger than Len. It's bigger than than Jen. You know, he's having me talk to someone that's, you know, even more successful than him, and just that alone is powerful step of someone taking that next move and that next step of getting started. And yeah, don't you agree? You know, that third party validation of a 3-way phone call.
Well, you just brought up a whole new pearls of wisdom, which is why I'm so glad I brought you on this call. Because everything that you said all the way up to this point, I was laughing earlier only because I'm deliriously tired. I had like maybe 3 hours of sleep for the whole weekend. But I'm also inside can see the personal growth and development that I've seen in you happen, which is what I live for nowadays. Not only the physical transformations on the BBS, but also the attitude, transformations, the whole personal growth and development, such as yourself. You're knocking it out of the park, talking about these pearls of wisdoms to our brand new people. It's everything you said. I mean, if you listen to the call, which all of you should have, if you haven't, listen to it twice again. That's the goal for this week with Jen Large. You'll notice that as soon as she's talked about her mentor, Lenny, she starts getting totally emotional because there's love there. It's real. It's very genuine. And, Lenny, I can only, again, reflect that mirror back on you that I've learned from you. You are who you recruit. So basically, if you're a loving person, you're going to attract a whole bunch of loving people as well. I love that you mentioned, that Kinal's going to love every one of you all the way to Diamond. It's so true because, the members in Cancun, the members on this call have all, that's a huge part of why we do Yoli is because we love to help people. The other thing that I want to stress importantly to our brand new people, and Len, you know this as well, that when you love people and you get them signed up, what happens is that you start making some money. The money goes into your bank account and your confidence goes up. When your confidence goes up, your ability and your wanting to share to actually help transform more lives goes up. And that close is kind of like a close and an energy that is not even, you don't even have to say it. And it's called getting into the zone, and that's where I could definitely see where you're at. I remember when you first went Diamond, they were interviewing your call. They were interviewing you. Corey was interviewing you on the Momentum call, and I would never forget this. When you hit Diamond, I was actually in the parking lot of the grocery store because I'm listening to the call. And I remember you were giving these really precise one-line answers. And to hear where you've come right now is priceless as far as your pearls of wisdom and how you've been able to be the biggest copier, and now you're, knocking out of the park. Kudos, my hat's off to you, brother. I'm going to open the lines here. And RJ, help me out if you can. I'm not sure if it's the word. Okay, I'll close it. Unmuted. If you're still on the line, which all of you should be, go ahead and shout out to Lenny. Show some aloha love.
Woo-hoo! Love you,
so much.
Thank you so much.
Woo-hoo!
That.
Awesome ball.
Thank you, Len.
Thanks, guys.
You're the man.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
I'm going to turn the time back over to RJ to finish the recording and to log this and to hopefully be able to post this on just our team. Guys, be very careful, on who you recruit and who you invite to the Yolicious team site. We're not trying to, it's not that we're trying to be, selfish or anything, but being protective of the leader of this group, I don't want any evil influences from the outside world of Yoli coming into, it's happened before. That's the only reason why I'm bringing it up. But to end on a positive note, again, thanks, Brother Lenny. You are the man. You are my brother. I love you. You're one of my best friends. My first child, I'm going to name him Lenny Pan as soon as I find the right woman to have the first child with. So, guys, this is Kino signing off from Team Yolicious. And go ahead, RJ. You can close out the call on finishing the recording, and then hopefully we'll log it up to the Team Yolicious site. Well, thanks, everybody, and thanks, Lenny. God bless. Aloha.
Love you guys. Love you guys.
Thanks, Kino.
Take care.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
Hi, Kino. Sorry. Got on.
No problem. RJ, were we able to stop the recording?